Embracing challenges.
So obviously, we don't need to because it's about this. The spaces.
Are we live? We're live.
Yes, of course. Let me share this screen.
This is not around with that.
Yes.
Probably
No, she didn't travel. She went to do something. She listens in.
Yes, available playground to share.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Which kind of just not listen. That's
All right. So I should go.
plus.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to class. This is week 2. So this is our growth mindset week. And should we off this light so that this will be brighter? Now I'm looking dark. Now I'm looking dark. I'm looking dark now.
Mas eu preciso dar shade
Okay, we'll put on the lights. They are seeing the screen. It's just us that need this. The people there, yes, are using the slide. I need this here so that I will not be looking back. Welcome to class, everyone. This is our week 2 of the teaching practice, my University of Lagos teaching practice. And we started the growth mindset conversation on Monday. So we're going to have a recap and then we'll continue on. This is going to be very, very short, but interactive. Now, the objective of this lesson, to understand what a mindset is and the distinction between a fixed and a growth mindset, to recognize the profound impact of your beliefs on learning and personal development. So by the end of this lesson, you will be able to develop strategies for embracing challenges. You'll be able to value effort and build resilience. You'll be able to effectively utilize feedback and learn from mistakes for continuous improvement. And you cultivate growth-oriented language, set meaningful goals, and establish positive habits. And finally, you'll be able to apply the principles of growth mindset across all aspects of your life: academics, social, personal, relationship, decision-making, and so on. So mindset is very important because it really does influence everything about us, our beliefs, and then our beliefs influences our outcome. So it begins from the mindset. We'll read a case study, and I'm jumping to the second part, which is embracing challenges, because we have done the first part. So I would encourage anybody that have not watched the replay to go back and watch the replay so that we can jump onto the second part. Now, I'll begin with the case study, the story of Thomas Edison. How many of us know about Thomas Edison? Okay, so this is a hybrid class, so my eyes will be up and down. Thomas Edison is one of the most famous inventors in history. He developed the light bulb, the phonograph, and many other groundbreaking inventions. But did you know that Thomas Edison faced many challenges and failures along the way? Did you know that? So the challenges, first of all, when he was young, he was the one that they told that he's uneducable, that the parents should come and collect him from school. They cannot educate him. But the mom did not give up on him. The mom took him home. He was a special child. He was a special, part of the things they teach us at school, one of the courses is special education for children that are different and also gifted and talented, because gifted and talented children are special children. You can't teach them in the normal classroom. He was truly gifted and talented, but they did not recognize it. But thank God for a mother like his that took him home and started educating him. But this is his challenge. Thomas Edison tried over 1,000 times to invent a working light bulb. Each time he failed, and he failed each time. On 999, it was the 1,000th time that he succeeded. Many people would have given up. Please, how many people would have tried one thing for 999 times? 900, if we start counting from now to 999, like we'll be able to really have an idea of how many times. Actually, yes. So, well, he continued. Many people would have given up, but not Thomas Edison. He believed that every failure was an opportunity to learn and improve. So in one of the interviews, he even said, he said it here, after one of his many failures, Thomas Edison was asked by a reporter, "You failed over 999 times. Don't you feel like giving up?" Thomas Edison replied, "I have not failed. I've just found a 1,000 ways that won't work." This shows his growth mindset and resilience, because a lot of people see the glass half full, half empty. Half empty. They see the negative part of life. So he saw this as, okay, instead of looking at it that this won't work, he said, okay, I'll try again. Thomas Edison's persistence paid off, because after months of hard work, he finally developed a working light bulb. This invention changed the world and illuminated homes, schools, businesses, including the Transformation Center. Thanks, Thomas Edison. Yes. Now, what can we learn? Thomas Edison's story teaches us the importance of embracing challenges. Thomas Edison didn't shy away from the challenges. He faced them head on, and he used them as opportunities to learn and grow. If you look at the core values, one of the core values of Thomas Edison, I believe that compassion is also there, because compassion is that thing that makes you want to serve others, that thing that makes you want to make the life of another person better. They may not define it as compassion, but that's what it is. Someone like was Mother Teresa. Compassion was a very strong core value, because it made her to forfeit her wealthy lifestyle, go into the slums of India to help people. I believe that Thomas Edison, because of his passion and compassion to see the lives of people improved through this product, he persisted. He faced the challenges. Another thing to learn is effort and hard work. Thomas Edison put in countless hours of effort and experimentation to develop his invention. And resilience. Resilience is one of the key things that I know that we've been teaching here. Even my children, they know what resilience is, the ability to bounce back from any setback or challenge. So he did not give up. Even when faced with many failures, he kept pushing forward and his persistence paid off. Now, practical lessons that we can apply. Number one, don't be afraid to fail. A lot of people are so afraid of failure. Me, I used to be afraid of failure. And the failure is not just about maybe failure in something major. It can just be failure, just getting up to speak in class, public speaking, how people will perceive you, what if you don't say the right things. All of those things are grounded in fear of failure. You know, some ideas don't even get off the ground at all because we've already processed what will happen, how will people feel, and then that fear is something that we have to fight. It's a limiting mindset, it's a fixed mindset. And then we have to keep trying and learn from our mistakes. So now I want to get our contributions. Like, are there times or have you ever had an idea and because of the fear of failure, any experience that you want to share with us? Something that's limited you. Okay.
I think one thing that drive are very familiar with is it gets to even get on the road. When you want to learn how to drive, you'll be scared of so many things. But once you take that theory, because actually learning how to drive is very simple. Usually now that we have automatic cars, on engine, and press this one, press that one, I don't see like this. But you just have fear to get on the road. And when car go boom, here you are.
And then there are some bully drivers out there.
Well, bully drivers too. But once you conquer that fear, then another thing that helps us conquer fear is constant practice. Because when you practice consistently, you become better at it and become more confident and it becomes second nature. So most times when I'm afraid to start something, I remind myself that I was telling you know how to drive.
Yeah.
But now you drive
in Lagos.
Yes, in Lagos, you drive and yes, so most times, there are so many things that one is always afraid to try. Like when I was going to teach the kids how to draw, one of the things I was afraid of was waste my time. They're going to waste my time, they're going to waste resources, they waste water, they waste soap, they just waste everything, they'll mess it up and then you now have to clean up. You ask them to clean. In the process of cleaning, they're messing it up, you now have to clean.
I know.
By the time you think of all those things, you can draw yourself back that am I going to even teach them at all? Because I'd rather treat myself and get it done. I know that I'm done with it. But I now thought to myself that if I don't teach them now, if they don't waste it now, they will waste it.
Yes.
So let them waste it now. It's even cheaper now. When they brought it more expensive. Let them waste it now.
It's
Let them waste it now and learn. So many things like that. Yeah.
Does anybody have something else to share?
So for me, I believe that one of the ways I used to work on this feeling is by remembering the consequence of why I didn't do this thing. So during the time, so the fear of failure is something as something that I feel will be working on. And once I'm able to attach like a consequence to if I don't get this thing, it just makes me like try it. So when I was in my project, I was in chapter 1 for a very long time because my project supervisor is kind of nobody grateful. Right? And I experienced it in some way because for my topic alone, I went there like 9 times.
Wow.
Like chapter 1, like 3 more times. But I asked her to come back again. So I was too scared to go. But then I remember when it was getting
You have to graduate.
I know that if you don't do this thing like so I worked in it. And another thing is having help. So when I saw that okay, there must be something that I'm not doing right. But making this man to keep. So I asked for help. Right? And she showed me what to do. And that was the last time this man ever rejected my freedom.
Wow.
And the very interesting thing is on the day of our defense. I thought everybody in that room must be to be defended in truth. Everybody in that room. I stood out. So
Aw.
and sometimes when I have things like that, I just imagine that I really don't have the potential to always be at the top. But I don't really give it my full self because so I always need the skepticism. Just let me just try. It's not sounds but it does not work out. But that consequence is part. And
It's true.
every single time I have that consequence, I'm always coming out as the shining star.
See, you've always been the shining side. You're like, you made up your mind to finally embrace it. Amazing. Wow. In fact, me sitting here sharing this and everybody looking at me and feeling, oh, she's so confident and all. I remember when I got the idea to do Facebook Lives, book reviews on Facebook. I was so afraid. This is not in front of anybody, inside my house alone, in front of my phone alone, only me. My heart will just be beating like this. Bing, 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 bing. Before I go live, my heart will just be beating, like just fear of speaking. But immediately I was able to do it the first time, the second time, like you said, once you continue to do it, you just demystify the thing. There was really nothing, to be afraid of. And because I was able to conquer that fear of camera, when it was time for us to start going for outreaches, to stand in front of students in schools, it was no different. So I want to encourage us, especially the students. Your neighbor is sleeping, you're sleeping. Am I that boring? So I want to encourage us. Okay, please. So when yes, like right now, if you have fear of speaking in public, let me encourage you on what to do. Just stand in front of a mirror, look at yourself and talk to yourself as if whoever is at the back is the crowd. If you do it consistently, look at yourself and speak, or even set up your phone camera if you have a phone camera and speak to it. If you do it consistently, when you come in front of a crowd, there won't be a difference. It's the same thing. So that's my encouragement. So let's get into the what we have for today, which is embracing challenges and efforts as stepping stones to growth. So in a growth mindset, challenges are not roadblocks, but they are opportunities. Can we say it together?
Challenges are blocks in their
Opportunities. Like anytime you see a challenge, just like Thomas Edison, see, this is an opportunity to learn something new. I don't know who watches Salty. When they went for their task, I said, oh no, this is an opportunity to learn something new. Go and try again. And they were able to do it, fix the tent. So it's an opportunity to learn and try again. They are chances to stretch our abilities, learn new skills, and expand our comfort zone. Because if you remain, they say the opposite of succeeding is settling. Just settling. It's not even going back, just settling. That's just the greatest, let's say, comfort zone. Oh, let me just stay in this place. So this challenges stretches us. It stretches us. I know how much I've been stretched in the past, and it's growth. That's the good thing. You come out, once you stretch, you come out, a better person. It doesn't grow you at all, because you cannot be at that same, mindset that you used to be. You have learned something, new skills, new ways of doing things. So it's an opportunity for growth. And every time we overcome a challenge, we strengthen our brain and we build confidence because you have passed that level. Once you have climbed the second floor, we have climbed it now, is to go up to the third floor and the fourth floor and the fifth floor and just keep going higher and higher. And our brain recognizes it. So anytime that second floor experience comes, we know that we have conquered it completely. Yes. I remember when we started PDAC Foundation, and oh my God, to even give 10,000 was like, we'll give 10,000, we'll clear the whole account, count and finish, and then the more we do things to empower people at that level, we find ourselves elevated to the next level, to the next and to the next. That's why I know that by the time we finish this, our district-wide, we have expanded, like the capacity, even the confidence we even think of districts. Where did it come from? Because we have been stretching ourselves.
Prepare and even plan for it. Because before you even prepare for something, you must have in your head and still reward.
Yeah.
Before you even start preparing.
Because we have reference. We did this before now.
Yeah.
Maybe did we not go to how many schools the other day in how many hours? So we can do it. So the stretching, the statewide or statewide. And then once we got into the state, now we enter nationwide. Please, when we call Coach Christine, will you take Abuja for us? I hope you answer. We got Coach Titi. Please, can you go and take which state now? Enugu State. I hope you will come.
Yeah.
So, I'm telling you, because that's where we're going. And finally, ask yourself, what can I learn from this challenge? Instead of, why is this so hard? Oh, why me? Why me? That's a very wrong. Yes, even prayer to pray. Lord, why me? Why not you? Because God said that He will not allow you to go through any trial that is more than you. So for the fact that it's coming, you have the capacity to handle it.
I remember my cousin lost a husband. One of the things she said is that, what are you trying to say that I can handle this?
That's a growth mindset.
Yes.
That's a growth mindset.
Are you saying that I can handle this? You're just looking at that stuff. Let's go through it. Because she has 4 kids.
Wow. And I'm sure they're doing all right.
Okay.
One thing that experiences have also taught me, even currently, is that once you make up your mind that you can do it, you're already halfway there, yes. Once you just make up, as in, I can do this, I have the capacity to do it. Because the reason why we are still complaining is because we think that someone somewhere is coming to help us. Yeah. Or there's, once you make up, I'm doing this, you see the ability to do it comes and the opportunities.
Since the only limitation is the one we have in our mind.
It's true.
Mind trying to play, and we can't, and we do. But actually, you start and you get up to it, you realize there is a work paper.
It is. And let me just share a story that I listened to. I was listening to Wolfbeck 2019. From nowhere, I just saw it on my phone, so I started listening. Mensa Otabil. He said that when he was a young boy, that he used to try to outsmart the mirror. He will stand in front of a mirror and he will now say, I'll just quickly raise up my hand so that I will. But each time he does it, the mirror still, You now be like, okay, I'll keep my hand on my head, and then you will now say, okay, let me just remove it fast so that the mirror.
I don't mind doing it.
But what that thing taught him is that we are created in the image and likeness of God. So the mirror is just the image of him. Whatever he can do, the mirror can do. And that is the same with God. Whatever God can do, we can do, because we are created in his image and likeness. So this mindset of scarcity or limitation is man-made, is not God, because God is a God of abundance, opportunities. Like sometimes I'll just come out and say, look at the air. Someone told me about the challenges, and they were paying for oxygen for somebody. I'm like, for 40 something years, I've been taking free oxygen, and it's not running out. And we've not even taken out time to say thank you, Father, for oxygen.
So
Please.
generations of generation have
taken it, and they are still going to come.
People with it, there was no depletion, global warming, everything.
We're still taking. That's the abundance.
Land, real estate, but we shouting land. There's still
Yeah, it's still so much.
lands in lots of places. People who are shouting the money, especially Lagos,
Even in this Lagos,
vast land.
everybody should take their own, because when we have that abundance mindset, that there is no scarcity, then we'll be able to attract it. You want to say something?
So glad to think about
The scarcity. That's a program.
yes.
It's man-made.
Nigeria.
It's man-made.
Abundance.
It's abundance. There is abundance of everything. I'm telling you.
This abundance we're talking about, like she said, the programming is because sometimes when people, because even those things that we're seeing that you're looking for, somehow you still live in abundance, because whatever you need, somehow you have it. What you need, somehow there's always the essence of it. But we are maybe limiting abundance to maybe when I have a house,
Yeah.
stand to certain things, which are things that can perform and do what-
Material
even the life that we have.
is real abundant, but the health.
Abundance is everywhere. And that mindset is actually, like we said, the program is so strong that you have to shoot through it. Because every day you are hearing Nigeria is this one. Even if it's like everywhere
Yes.
in your head. So it fits until you start reprogramming and reprogramming before you touch us.
Means that you have, like when there was time that I fell into depression, was postpartum depression, all of that. And some friends of the running from the bed, and what just calmed me down, spoke to me, was like when he was speaking to Job and he was asking me questions. I was asking, do you know how I built the sea? How I built that? And what just sat me down? It started with, look at you. You are alive. Are you ill? No. Do you have any physical disability? I said no.
Like, thank
He
you,
said, are you
Jesus.
hungry? I said no. Have you eaten today? Yes. If I said because I'm ashamed of myself.
I'm telling
And the
you.
thing that was even bothering me the most, it was not like, okay, you are complaining that you don't have a job, you don't have a business that you are running, you're not earning an income. What do you need that you don't have?
Nothing.
He said, you have 4 children. I said,
Healthy.
He said,
No special.
you carry all of them, full time. I said, yes. Nothing happened to you. Nothing happened to them. Even your pregnancies were easy. I said, yes. She said, you gave birth to all of them. No complication. You did CS after CS. Any complication after CS.
I'm telling
No
you.
complication. All the children, are they okay? They are okay. I tell you, they're not doing okay. They are doing well in school.
I'm telling
They're
you.
also ashamed of themselves. You see, when they must like this, everything and everything. You don't have a company ground money, you are driving car.
Ah.
Your fuel tank is not empty.
Oh my
Everything was
goodness.
ashamed as a, but then it was just listing everything one by one that I just like I said, thank you, God. Thank you, God. And thank you. So when we are talking about abundance, see those things that you see that are little, that you just, like you said, in programming, they make us see what others have that we don't have. And then we lose focus on the things and
That we have.
the moment you start losing focus on the things that you have,
It's
you
true.
lose your joy.
Yeah.
And when you lose your joy, you can't move.
Can't.
You can't. You can't even think of how to help yourself with the things that you need. Because even with all of that, it's not as if I don't want to earn an income. I don't want to have a certain income or something. But by the time you start feeling grateful for what you
For
have,
what more, you unlock the opportunities.
yes, for much opportunities, you open up your mind. You start thinking of you channel your thoughts to productive things instead of worrying and then because you keep thinking negative things, you just get tired.
You get tired. Even the brain itself will get tired.
Now there's this program they ran in Sicily recently for men. This man got
The crucible.
the crucible. One of
Okay.
the minister that came, this father, they usually let us peace time and king. What is it, Pastor Pillar?
Okay, yes.
So he was mentioning something like this when we talk about scarcity and the life. It's not controlled. It was the programming of the devil to
It's
keep
man-made.
people bound.
Yes.
And that was why he tried of religion. And that was why he made the man invent that God was not the
Yes.
money. So where this scarcity comes from is when you think, oh, I don't have
Just
enough
like
cash.
Babel.
You think it's the cash that made you. There are things you've achieved that you didn't even do with money. There are lots of wealth that we have that is
So
not money.
much.
It's just a little part of it. The relationships you have, these things that has helped you achieve a lot to get to where you are. The ideas.
It's not the one, it's true.
You see so many things, but we just tie ourselves to that money, thinking it's just about money. And you know, maybe it's a master trader, like you said. So it's always trading, always trying to take what you have. And then you think, oh, I don't have enough, I don't have enough. So everything God made is actually in abundance.
It is.
So many a time we fill our hearts with God and His supplies. And we see that we have more.
Surely we have all.
More than enough.
We have all.
So add to that, there's something I saw there's something I saw on IG. So my IG is full of this stuff. Something I saw on IG that really like kept me desirable for days. People said like if you have all the wealth of every woman in the world, the gold ones, it just makes up to 1% of the amount of wealth that is on the earth.
Imagine
And then
that.
it put into more perspective that Elon Musk is a trillionaire. His wealth plus Bezos plus Zuckerberg plus every other person is just 1%.
I'm telling you, the abundance on this earth.
Yeah.
And the thing is that it's not even up to, it may not even be up to 1% because the universe is still expanding. Even the galaxies are still expanding. So even the 1% that we're even talking about, God might just be laughing at these people. He says, "Wow, these people don't even have any idea." Oh my goodness. I'm telling you. So I think I will share this story because me too, I've been tapping into that, I've been declaring my 27 acres. I don't know if you've watched Steve Harvey. There's a video of him that I watched. He said that one day that he used to think random thoughts. One day he thought to himself, how much land do we have in this earth? So he went and Googled and they produced a figure. And he now said, okay, so, and they said there are how many billion people on earth?
Yes.
About 8, how many billion people? He said, how many billion people? He Googled the number. I think it was like 8 million or something, or whatever. And he now divided by the number of land and realized that everybody should have at least 4.5 acres of land based on the amount of land he calculated and the number of people. So he started asking God that he wants 4.5 acres of land. I want my 4.5 acres, my own
4.5 million
acres of land. And somehow he got it. And then he now looked and said, There are some people in the street, they don't even know that they have. If he now, first of all, he said he calculated his friends that are in prison for life imprisonment. I said, Father, give me their give me their 4.5 acres. He said, give me their 4.5 acres. He said he calculated everything. And if he's having a conversation with you and you don't even have any concept of all you own, you say, God, give me this 4.5 acres. He said, that's how he continued to accumulate until at one place he accumulated over 300 acres of land. So I said, Father Lord, me, I want my 4.5, me and my children, all my 5 children, I want my 27 acres of land. That's what I've been declaring.
Hey, Emmanuel said something close to that. He
Yeah.
said, if there are over 9 million galaxies, it means God can actually assign the planet to one person.
Wow. You know what a planet is? The whole earth.
The whole planet.
My goodness. Like it's
God has
really,
enough provision to
oh my God.
the entire owner of
Earth.
the owner of
Of earth. Earth now. To own the earth.
We always think,
Oh my God.
But now,
And go ahead.
I don't see why this class is important because during one day, 2026, I don't remember when maybe actually this it's amazing how we're talking about how there's so much around. But then the person said that if you take all the resources, take it from everybody, put it together and split it equally, that the people who are wealthy, it should still go back to them.
That's the mindset. That's the mindset. The people who own that abundance mindset, they'll still go and gather it.
now let's just still have
They still have it.
You
You will collect your own. You will collect your own. It's a mindset.
I don't have expect.
Yes.
I don't have. I can never have.
Yeah, I don't have. I think this I can never have, and this is not possible.
It's not
You
me.
can't see in your mind.
You cannot see it at all.
Because you people tell you, Nigeria,
It's finished.
Succeed in Nigeria.
They will not succeed.
They are putting it that nobody can make it to this
Yes.
point.
It's true.
So my sisters, it's beyond being a politician.
Yeah.
Because I found myself in environments of people. Yeah, I used to. That time I didn't really have anyone. I go to a lot of conferences. So I find myself in environments of people that they have this money and they are not politicians.
Yes.
I told them.
Yeah.
They are creating solutions. Yes. You know, even the Bible says, to him that has, more will be given. And to him that has not, even the little you have.
You say you don't have, and yet they say you will collect from.
So that means everybody
has something.
Everybody has. Everybody has.
That's from first then.
Everybody has. And whatever it is that you have is a seed. That's why when God created man, because that was also what Mr. Otabe was saying. When God created man, he just finished creating this creation and looked at him. The first thing he told this creation was not worship me or serve me, obey me. The first thing he pronounced the blessing, be fruitful. How can you tell somebody to be fruitful if there's no fruit, no seed in it? So everybody has the seed in them to be fruitful and multiply and replenish. And that's our dominion mandate. And he now started mentioning different levels of fruitfulness, because if we don't know, we'll just corner it to one. Because he said that when he was in Sunday school as a child, that he would not forget the Sunday school teacher that taught them that Genesis, that when he got to that place, what the man said is that God says man should have children. And more children. But it taught us the same thing in Sunday school now. We don't have fruitfulness, it's about having children.
It's like,
and feel the edge and keep having
some
children.
people still believe that's what the place of
It's all about.
Yes.
So he started talking about there are different
areas of
so fruitfulness of the womb, the fruit of the womb. Yes, there is even the mouth, your words, even
your
fruit
hands.
of your hands, the work of your hands, your intellect. What I'm doing now is my fruits that you're enjoying, is my fruitfulness that you're enjoying. And he talked about fruit of the spirit. Fruit of the spirit. And I'm like, this is really the first time I'm seeing it that way. Yes, I know it's the fruit of the spirit, but this is the first time that, being fruitful, you can actually be a loving person, like giving that fruit of love. People will come around you, they'll know that this is, this person is a person of faith. They will see the fruit. So there are different areas of fruitfulness. Please go ahead.
The first thing of this, the environment where all you see is scarcity and everybody thinks alive. How do you? Because it will take some time. So let me use myself as an example. When I was at school, I have that environment, like everybody has this growth mindset. So you are forced to think like that. It's easy to grow.
Yeah.
But then now that I'm back home, it's not necessarily from my wings. But then every other person in the street talks about all this stuff. And it's like as I try to grow, it's like another is running. So how do you come off
That
something with the word?
how you come out.
Yeah.
It's very simple, and Andrew Womack calls it effortless change. The Bible says, in the city of Ephesus, so mightily grew the word and prevailed. If you go back to read the story of Ephesus, that's where they had Diana the Great. Everybody was worshiping the idols. Even Apostle Paul came, they don't even know the idols that they were worshiping, to the unknown God and all of those things. And the Bible says, in that same city, so mightily grew the word, and the word prevailed. So that's exactly how you overcome your environment. You fill yourself with the word. You fill yourself with these materials that we are consuming now, these books, this knowledge. You fill yourself to the point that it begins to come out. You don't force it, like I said. Once the work of meditation, the work of affirmation, the work of declaration, the work of teachings like this, the work of knowledge, books, is for your heart to receive it. Your heart is the soil. All of these things are seeds. So you keep casting it. Some of the seed will fall by the wayside. The birds will carry it. You go back. By the time they talk, everything you've heard have gone. Some of the seed will fall on the rocky sand. And then it will just spring up. You get excited after this class. Then you go back to that environment and it quenches it. It has gone. But then there are some that will now enter the good soil. The ones that find its way into your heart. Those are the ones that grow, some 30, some 60, some 100-fold. Those are the ones that produce. So just keep studying, keep declaring the word, keep investing in yourself. It will begin to show on the outside. I'm sure that when I say to begin to show, somebody said, how? Even the Bible says it. When you cast the seed inside, you don't know how it happens. You sleep night and day. You don't know how it happens. But then when it's time for harvest, you go and put it in a circle and collect it. Because I don't even know how I got here myself. I didn't plan to be here, but I consistently invested in myself, in my spiritual growth, in my personal growth. I consistently took action, So that's what I'm going to tell you. It's also in my 24 books, that 24 things that I wish I'd known early in life. You cannot allow people to box you. The way to unbox yourself is to fill yourself with so much word that you break out from that, as in shatter from every side. Everybody be like, but I know him. That was what happened to Jesus. He was empowering himself from the inside. You go to the temple, he will sit and he will listen to the teachers. So when he started coming out, people started seeing, they're like, is that not the son of Joseph, the carpenter? But he wasn't, because he was investing in himself. But they didn't see it. He was inside and then he came out. So that's the same way. That's the only way. That's the only way.
So first of investing.
You will not stop. You will not stop. Yes. And then the change will be effortless. You will not even know. Like they will be the ones that will be seeing it. All of a sudden, you start seeing everybody will be small. You start seeing everybody. When they start thinking, you can easily identify their mindset. We are not here.
That's it.
One time when my daughter was still in Faith Academy, they had moved them from the old school. You can imagine the mindset. They wanted to build a church, and they demolished a school of over 2,000 students. Hostels, classrooms, dorms, cafeteria, as in they demolished the place. You know how big Old Faith Academy was? That's where the Ark is right now. So they demolished that place. They built a new school for them inside Covenant University, and they moved them to that place. If you see the new school, like big. So the first, and Blessing was the first set that moved into the new school. So they stayed there and came back. When he came back to the house, he was just looking around. Mommy, why is everything small? Why is everybody looking small? As I'm wow, everybody and everything was looking small in her eyes because, and that's one of the reasons why I really, really took them to that covenant, that Canaan land. I wanted them to be in that environment of abundance. When my son came back after first term of JS1, first term, he said, Mommy, I know what I want to do in my life. I said, what? He said, I want to be a pastor. When he said that, I knew what he meant because every Sunday they walk from school to Kenaland and listen to Bishop in the first service, 6 a.m. And where they put they set the chair for Faith Academy is just right in front of the bishop. So the bishop speaks to them every Sunday by 6 a.m. So that's what they see.
Yeah.
He wants to be a pastor. That's what he sees, or his uncle. But then when my husband heard that he said he wants to be a pastor, he said, no, wait, no way. I'm like, what he's seeing is not what you're seeing. What you're seeing is this street pastors. But what he's saying is different.
Yeah.
Because it actually matters what you see.
Yeah.
It actually matters what you see. So the abundance mindset, there is so much more where whatever it is that you think you have now.
Since
came
the
from this,
systems, they've not finished.
You have not finished though.
Fish has not finished on the sea. Everything is there.
They have not finished.
Doesn't.
So
Creation.
it's been a wholesome conversation so far, isn't it?
Yes.
So the value of effort. So in as much as all of this abundance is available, there is still need to work. There is still need to work. The value of effort. This is the fuel for achievement. Effort is not a sign of weakness. Somebody said, okay, since God is a God of abundance, everything, now let God give it to me now. I don't have to do anything. But even God himself, in Genesis 1, he spoke the earth. But in Genesis 2, he got to the ground and walked. So Genesis 1, he spoke. Genesis 2, he went into work. So that means if God can walk, we too can walk. Even Jesus walked when he was here. He would have just said, I'm the Son of God.
So my father is so.
Yes, therefore I hitherto I walk. So effort is not a sign of weakness. It's a direct pathway to strength and mastery. And our brains grow stronger with effort, just like muscles grow stronger with exercise. The truth is that when I speak, the conviction with which I speak, even when I hear myself, I know that I was not like this before. I was not like this, but because of the constant practice, the growth that have occurred over time, even when people hear me speak, I know that I have an impact. It's because of the consistency and the mastery, in what we do. Hard work builds new neural pathways and deepen understanding. They say that you can form a habit where you consistently do something for 21 days. And you know what that is? The psychologists, the neurologists have discovered that as you do these things, there is a neural pathway that will begin to come up in your brain. It's like a board. So once you do it, there is no neural pathway. But by the time you get to some point, it will just board, like physical board. And then when you consistently, it will now begin to, and then it stabilizes, like physically in the brain, physically, not spiritually. So consistency is a very, very, is a skill that we have to apply. You can't just start and stop. So they say you build a habit when you consistently do something for 21 days, but it becomes a lifestyle when you extend it to how many days? I think 72, 90 days. It becomes a lifestyle. So when you start a new habit, make up your mind. I'm going to do this consistently for at least 21 days, and then you stretch it to 90 days. It internalizes and balances. Now, finally, you have to celebrate the progress, the process of effort, not just the end results. This one is important, Abby. Some people wait. They will not enjoy anything. They will just, we have to celebrate the process of the effort.
So sometimes we're also this one enjoying the process, trying to understand what it means, like
Enjoying the process,
the
the end result. There's something that Jim Rohn said. Jim Rohn said that when we set goals, and that's exactly what we're talking about here, the result, the end result, because your goal is your end result. Like, it's not really about meeting the goal, but about the person you become in the process of meeting that goal. Because you have become a more disciplined, more self-aware, more intentional, more motivated, more resilient person in the process of meeting that goal. So that's the process that we are supposed to be enjoying, because we are changing to be able to achieve that goal.
So let me for you, when you get to like with school now, when you get to university, your goal is to graduate, right? So when you finish 100 level, are you happy or not? And you say great, right? So that's
it, because you have not graduated yet.
I just said it. That's just
That's it. Enjoying the process.
it's hard. You get excited that I've done 1 year, 2 years, you do the third one, you get to the fourth one, and it's just step by step. That's why we are setting goals, you do it step by step, when you do them. Once and the interesting thing about celebrating those small
Process,
achievements, those small ones, it boosts your energy
to go on.
to go on. You see, like you are closer. I'm getting closer. I'm further from where I started. I'm closer to where I'm going to. You just keep going. When you get excited, you look forward to that excitement. There's they say I always listen to on YouTube, Mary Goldwyn said that the opposite of anxiety is anticipation. So when you anticipate
Oh, yes.
you are going to get at the end of what you want to do, it boosts positive energy
Yes.
and pushes you
To move forward.
step forward.
Yes.
So when you worry, you get anxious and then you're afraid. But when you anticipate, so when you're excited about the goal,
The possibility of what you're going to achieve
what you're going to achieve,
and the impact to make.
anticipate, always anticipating what you're going to get.
And it's true. That was what, when the Bible said that Jesus, for the joy that was set before him, he endured the cross. It's not even that, people thought that he was on that cross miserable. Yes, he was in pain, but he wasn't miserable because he knew where he was going. He just, when he was praying at the Gethsemane, it wasn't because he did not want to, he knew that it was going to be painful. But yes. So
rejoicing that finally salvation will be
free, I'm telling you. And that's why it's so important for us to have a vision. the big one, the big vision, not just everyday goal. Let's know where we are going. Now we just talked about statewide. Very soon we are going out. Who is going to take Kenya?
Yes, sir. Okay.
Who will take, I'm telling you, it's Africa, So it's important that we have that goal, that vision. Then you can now, because if we don't, that means you're just living on every day. There's nothing that is inspiring. And when the opposition comes, you think that it's the end of the world and all of that. So it's been a wonderful time. We are going to stop here. We'll continue tomorrow. We'll have the last class tomorrow, and then on Friday, we'll have the assessment. Does anybody have any questions? Oh, you have a question?
That's super fun. How do you down to this? It's not easy. It just depends when it just becomes tiring. So tiring, so boring. So even that's good face days where everybody breathe in the morning. How is that? Like when they want these as work on like why do they have it's
Yes.
coming to mark each day too. Yeah.
What I would say is that, the foundation of, apart from the spiritual growth I talk about, there is also personal development. That's why I say, if you invest so much in spiritual, it's amazing. Spiritual growth is a foundation, but personal development is the building, the furnishing, and every other thing. It's the wings that helps you. So I have always developed myself spiritually, prayer and all. But when I met my mentor, PD, and the books that she recommended, and I'm going to recommend the same book, No Excuses, The Power of Self-Discipline. That was one of the first books. You read it, review a chapter a day. No excuse. There's no excuse. Like, I can't wake up this morning and say, no, I don't feel like praying. Like, there's no excuse. There is really no excuse. The book is here. Sit down there. No excuses. The Power of Self-Discipline. And then she made us understand from the definition, self-discipline is doing what needs to be done when you need to do it, even when you don't feel like doing it. That's what self-discipline is. So that's because I'm telling you, doing what needs to be done when it needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. Especially when you don't feel like doing it. That's the only way you can achieve greatness, because most of the time you don't feel like doing anything. Most of the time, we don't feel like doing anything. But we do it anyway. And then when we do it, we are happy.
Yes. You are happy. There's a good feeling about
Definitely.
You are supposed to.
Yes.
Especially when you look like when you are done with it, there's a relief.
Yeah.
A relief. Because when you don't do it, you are burdened with
You have kind of defeated yourself.
when you are doing it, it's harder to do it. Like it's like, for example, I was reading a book.
Okay.
I made up my mind that I lost. I think if it's at least 5 pages. Reading the book is as if I'm punishing myself when I don't feel like doing it.
But that's the thing.
bad master.
It's a very bad, it's true.
If you follow feelings, you will never achieve it.
Because we're not led by the way we feel or how we feel. And that's why, like what you said about reading, and that's why people do not read. So how we were taught, you read a book a week. So no matter how many pages that book is, you divide it by 7 days. If it's 50 pages for one day, you put a time. You have to have a time. You can't just get up anytime and say, I'm reading. You have to schedule it. Anything that is not scheduled. So if you know that you read from 6:30 a.m. to 7 every morning, you wake up and you open your book and you start reading it, and you don't close it until you finish the number of pages you have for that day. Then you close it and do it again tomorrow. And as you do it, you're building that neural pathway, you see. So it comes to a point, it's no longer a chore. It becomes a lifestyle.
Lifestyle.
Like one of the quotes that I made, I love to read. I don't know if you read it. I love to read. I love to read. I love to read. A lie I told myself for so long until it changed my life because I never liked to read. But I will confess, I love to read. I love to pray. I love to study the word of God. I'll be saying it with excitement, but I didn't want to do any of those things. But I was declaring it. I was telling my brain, telling my heart what it should take. Yes.
So similar to when we say legacy store. Just similar, we keep saying it.
Until we believe it,
Yeah, but we believe
and it becomes a lifestyle.
And there was an analogy I had for the brain. So I think sometimes I will remember like, okay, he said we put a cup to the bitter. He said, yes, we. When we put a cup to the water, nobody notice. Until we keep it there and it overflows.
Everybody will be, oh, you do tap.
Whenever you start, I don't feel like continue, you will not make a mark.
Yes.
So, but when you stick to it, either people notice or not, eventually when it overflows,
That's when people will begin to, because people take of your overflow. People eat of and enjoy your seed, your fruits. Sorry, it's from your overflow. If you're struggling to do something like, there was a time it was a struggle for me to teach a course like this. I didn't have to prepare for this class. I just came and sat here and taught it. There was a time it was a struggle for me. It's a struggle because your cup is still filling.
Yeah.
But when it's the overflow, it's easy.
So what if you remove it from the tap before it runs?
Nobody will notice anything. Yeah.
What a pot you are putting to it, because never overflow.
Yes.
Yeah, and I also I think another thing is the ability to always start you break the start when we talk about failure. Because sometimes what keeps us down is the fact that you feel like, oh my God, I didn't do it again. You start beating up yourself, or you start, before you know it, that thing that you've already started, you will now never go back to it. So I also think that forming that habit of, okay, yes, I messed up, but this time I'm starting again. Like, never getting tired of starting again until you are able to build yourself to that level of consistency.
Yeah.
Because if you keep feeling bad, oh, I didn't do it, or I'm angry, I didn't do it, you won't make any progress.
Yeah.
But if you fall, you stand, you fall until your leg now becomes strong.
It's true. Thank you, everyone. It's been a wonderful, wonderful time. So we will continue tomorrow. Okay. Yes. One word.
Rachel.
Yes. So what did you learn?